Hi everybody, I'm Engineer Hoist. It's Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's time for Transformers Earth Wars news. And we've got our fast rollers already joining the stream. Welcome, Sharksy. How's it going? I'm sure a few more will be. Look, here we go. We got Yuli Santana. To be part of the fast rollers, all you guys got to do is hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon, and you'll be notified anytime I go live, as soon as I go live, and notified anytime I post up a new video. So we got a whole bunch of people coming in here. We got our good friend Red Alert, Razor Quake, Autobot Centuritron, Tyler YT, Grand Galvatron, Hot Shot, Death Bombers in the house, Jameis Vega, Miyuki. Welcome everybody, welcome. Let's go ahead and get to the news. So, as always, we start off with a nice hearty Ba Weep Grana Weep Ninny Bong. This week, as you probably saw from the thumbnail, is another Prime Core Shards event. Now, this is actually different than a lot of the other ones in the fact that they're not releasing a new Prime Core. It's just a chance to get shards. And I think that's great because getting a new Prime Core every time they have one of these, when you can only really earn up to half of a Prime Core chip, it kind of made you feel like you get behind. I really like the fact that we're getting a Prime Core Shard event without worrying about trying to get a whole new Prime Core. It's all about just going out there and getting those Prime Core Shards. The name of this event, as you can see, is the Guardians Protocol, and that's about all we know for now. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But also, if you can see, not only do we get the chance to get the same 2,700 Prime Core Shards that we've been getting, but they added a new thing now, Premium Shards. If you can complete all 30 events or all 30 prestiges, you can get up to 3,000 premium shards. And if you know how those premium shards works, that means there's a chance to get 3 premium crystals out of this event. If you can only complete 10 of them, guess what? You still get a premium crystal. Maybe you've got some shards already from winning some wars or from some previous events. You might get that premium crystal pretty early on. And if you get those, I wish you the best of luck out of there. And there's also up to 30,000 spark and bonus XP for battle. Praise Primus, it's another triple XP event, right? So triple XP is great. Just even if you're not trying for the Prime Core Shards, if you don't care about the Prime Cores one little bit, if you don't care about the spark one little bit, which you should, if you don't care about the premium shards one little bit, you should care about the triple XP, because that is the best way to level up your bots fast. So definitely get in there. As I like to say, always, always, always play every event. So, and I think okay, yes, it is individual, like these always have been. You got to be headquarters level 4 to play in the events, and tap the event button, choose your event zone. You guys know how all this works. Touch 4130 with the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Much appreciated. We will be cracking some crystals tonight, so thank you for helping support that effort, my friend. So the battle zones, just like all the other Prime Core events, it's the flat battle zones where it's just up to 10 points. Doesn't matter whether you're battling in zone 1 or zone 14. It really makes it easy and equal for everybody, whether you're just starting out and you're stuck battling down in zone 3 or zone 4 because you've got low level bots, or whether you're one of these super OP players who just is constantly hitting zone 14. It's all about the effort. It's all about the effort. You got to get in there and play. So I do love these kinds of events. All right, so here is the official Totalizer Prizes. It's the same amount of Prime Core Shards you get at every 10 points you get 10 Prime Core Shards. At 30 points you get 30. At 50 you get 50. So a total of 90 Prime Core Shards each prestige. That your 20-point prize is 100 Premium Shards, and your 40-point prize is 1,000 Spark. Spark is very valuable to level up those abilities, and leveling the abilities can be the difference between one-shotting one of those difficult defenses like a mortar or a missile launcher or a beam laser, or falling just short of doing that and having it still attack you and cause you to lose bots. So definitely you want to get as much spark as you possibly can. All right, so let's see. Yuli Santana is saying she got a 3-star Headstrong. Excellent, excellent. Headstrong is a good bot. He's a very good bot, and you got to save up for some more Predacons to get that Predaking, and Predaking is awesome. Yes, I wish you the best of luck getting the rest of those Predacons there. Okay, so here's a little bit more of an information about not just this weekend's event, but they're saying next week. Now, we don't have a whole lot of information about that except for what's right here, and I'll read it for you because it might be a little small on your screen. So they're talking about last week's announcement. It was very ominous, and this week will not change that tone. It is still some time until we can unveil what we have been working on in the past weeks, but in the meantime, we'll host a very special event next week. Wait, next week? Yes, there will be a community-wide event running throughout the week with special prizes for you to play towards and earn. That makes it sound like it's an in-game event, not just Facebook links or links on their Facebook page. So it sounds like it's an in-game event. Not quite ready to give all the details, but it does have to do with the Prime Cores and the Guardians mentioned here and there, like in the title of this event, the Guardian Protocol. That's interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But first, we did also want to let everybody know, under a couple of bugs that have been popping up that people are complaining about that they are looking into. There are bots that attack walls instead of just walking around them, and I hate that. Yes, that does happen. And the consensus that I see across the community is it does tend to be Skydive is a frequent offender, as well as Cup. So those guys are definitely there, but it's not just them. It does happen to a lot. They're looking at it. And also the G1 Skywarp core, apparently when he teleports to safety as part of the power core ability, it says he will lose his previous target and start attacking other ones, sometimes less valuable target. And probably what that's happening is it bounces him away from the target that it's attacking him, which puts him closer to some other building, so he'll then target that one. And so that's probably just the way it is. So it's probably not so much a bug. It's probably something they just didn't think about. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. I'm not a developer. I'm just guessing here. And the last little bit that we do, we remind everybody normally to go check out the Twitch stream tomorrow, except they're not having one. And they mentioned this last week that they'll be at a convention this week, so there is going to be no official Transformers Earth Wars stream tomorrow, which it's normally on their Twitch, their YouTube, and their Facebook. So I guess this is all you get this week for Transformers Earth Wars live streams, unless somebody else goes live. I'm not sure if Sunstreaker Waz is going to be able to do that, or if anybody else out there who does Transformers Earth Wars. Soulja may do it at some point. Not sure if anybody else is scheduled, but the official Transformers Earth Wars will not be tomorrow. They plan to be back next week, though. Okay, so we're talking about the Guardians, right? Now, last week we were speculating because it said something about order and chaos. So I threw up some pictures there about with Unicron and Primus, because Unicron is the chaos bringer. Let me pop over here. I find that I talk too much off in this little corner here when it's just me talking, and I should be in the big screen right in your face, right? So yeah, we were talking, Unicron is the chaos bringer, so that makes me think when they're talking order and chaos, and the twins, because Primus and Unicron are brothers in some continuities, so that's what makes me think Unicron and Primus. But now they're talking about Guardians, and you know where else the Guardians term applies to? Another fan favorite. This guy. Oh, let me turn the light over here. Omega Supreme. Now, I don't have the G1 Omega Supreme or anything close to it, I got this guy. He was a Platinum Edition Omega Supreme I got off of Amazon a few years ago, and I think he was based on the Energon Omega Supreme, which was much more brightly colored. This guy got more of the standard G1 colors. But if you remember from the G1 cartoon, Omega Supreme, while he was an individual character, there was one episode, I believe it was when they went back in time, War Dawn maybe? I think it was the episode where they created the aerial bots, or as the aerial bots went, actually after the aerial bots were created, when they went back in time and they met Alpha Trion and Orion Pax and Ariel, you know, the pre-Optimus Prime and pre-Elita 1. I think that's when they went back and they saw the Omega Guardians. And if you remember that episode, the Omega Guardians were basically Omega Supreme, but with a blue and white color scheme. So Omega Supreme was, I don't know if he was officially like the leader of the Omega Guardians, but he was definitely an Omega Guardian. So there's that Guardian term. The Guardian Protocol? Omega Guardians? Possible? Don't know. Now they are talking about the Guardians of the Prime Cores, and obviously in G1 there was Prime Core and even the Primes. The concept of the 13 Primes was not something in G1, so the Omega Guardians would not have been intended to do that. Doesn't mean that can't be something new in the Transformers mythos. So Yuli Santana's asking, what about Optimal Optimus and Overlord? That would kind of make a little bit of sense. If we remember the Power of the Primes, or the Prime Wars trilogy that Machinima just did, which included the Combiner Wars, Titan's Return, and the Power of the Primes, I think it's been long enough to not have any spoilers. I'm going to go ahead back in here. So what they went and found, they were looking for, what was it, the Requiem Blaster, and just kind of getting into, and found a Guardian. So he really was the Guardian more of the Requiem Blaster, but that's where we met Optimus Primal. That's what I'm trying to get to. We met the Optimus Primal, and he was a Guardian, not so much of the Prime Cores, but of a Prime Relic, the Requiem Blaster. So the Optimal Optimus guess there is actually a pretty good guess. It would be kind of weird because we do already have Optimus Primal in the game, and in fact he was been already featured in the storyline, kind of not understanding what's going on. So I'm not thinking they're going to go that route, but they might. So it's certainly a possibility. And that was a nice emoji you put up there. So, see, I see Bag literally in the stream. Very good. You're not being late anymore. I got you. You're back to being Bag. Got you. Good. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. And I see Wakanda Forever in there. How's it going, my brother? And, let's see. Who else? Omega Supreme was the only surviving Guardian. Once it got to be like 1984, the modern era of G1, yes, he was the only surviving Omega Guardian. So let's see. What else we got? Okay, well we've got a picture we want to show off over here. Let me get that all pulled up. Meanwhile, let's go through the chat. Let's see. John Stewart still trying to get that 3-star Ironhide. Oh man, I know how it is trying to chase those bots, trying to get that last bot that you need to get your get that combiner. Gray J, welcome, my friend. Oh, you're Gray from the. Gotcha. Welcome. Good to see you in the stream. Skids and Mud Flaps. Grand Galvatron says, "Well, they were the twins." This is very true. They were the twins. Don't think it's gonna be them. But if you're going by the yep, they were the twins there. So, in the movieverse, though, Skids was a completely different character in G1, which this game is primarily based on. And I don't think Mudflap was even a character. If he was a very, 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 very obscure character. So obscure that even I don't know about him. Not that I know everything about Transformers, okay? But, you know. Let's see. Omega Supreme and Transformers Earth Wars. That would be amazing. Let's hope, because they are talking about it. I got your pick there, Red Alert, and we're about ready to go over to it. This is a nice share from our good friend Red Alert. Check this out. I think we might need to blow this up a little bit. Oh, I see he did a little fun here with his... well, first of all, we've got Repugnus over there, which was an Amazon exclusive. That guy's looking pretty good. Looks like you got him kneeling, and that is... Who is that little Prime Master down there? Is that Alpha Trion, I think? But I think what he's trying to show off here is check this guy out. He's got... What is it? Nitro Zeus? But he has been taken over by Cogman. And unfortunately, this is the closest I can zoom in. But check out that head there. He's got the Nitro Zeus head pulled off, and he's got Cogman right there on the head. So that's very cool. The whole Headmaster gimmick that was built into that Nitro Zeus figure for no apparent reason, other than maybe this, what they've got here, with Cogman as a head on a Nitro Zeus body, that may have been something that was originally planned for that Last Night movie that never materialized. Maybe it ended up on the cutting room floor. It's not in any deleted materials that I saw. Not that I dug through them very much, but that's pretty cool. I like seeing that. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, so let's go back over here. And if you are just joining us, we talked about the news. This is an individual event for Prime Core Shards, 30 prestigious, triple XP. And there's also going to be a week-long event, which we don't have the details of yet. And if you... Totally just forgot what I was going to say. I think I was going to put this up. If you want to see more of these videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be part of our Fest Roller Squad. Get here right at the beginning of the video and get those shout-outs when we first are getting started. And, of course, we were talking about the fact that it's the Guardian Protocol, and there's a lot of talks about Guardians. And Omega Supreme was, in fact, an Omega Guardian in G1. Is Omega Supreme going to be coming? I know he's been requested a lot. Is he going to come? And not that they're twins, but Omega Supreme and Overlord, they did mention in the stream that they heard about that pairing. They thought that sounded like a pretty good idea. They're definitely not twins, and I wouldn't say Overlord is a guardian of anything except himself and his fragile little ego, but he is pretty chaotic. And again, going back to that Power of the Prime series, that in that Prime Wars that Machinima put out, he did use the Matrix of Chaos, I believe, or at least that was what came with the toy. It may have been something else, but he did use the Craig Albatross's Overlord protects his lips. Well done. Well done. If I had something queued up that I could give you like applause or something, I need to get that. I just start getting sound effects so I could do that. That's like you in the internet today, Grand Galvatron, or at least this stream. That's fantastic. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he corrupted Hot Rod with like the Matrix of Chaos and turned him into Rodimus Unicronus in the show, even though he's Nemesis Hot Rod in the toy, I believe. So, or Rodimus Kron was the Hot Rod version, and then of course Rodimus Unicronus as the evolved Rodimus Prime type of thing, which we do have in the Transformers Earth Wars game, just not on my account because I struck out on that crystal a while back. Speaking of crystals, let's go over here to the stream, and I'm sorry, who was it who gave me this super chat? Dutch4130, I hope you're still in the stream so we can pay off and see what you helped contribute to. We've got some drift crystals today. We've got 20 of them to go through. Oh, before we do that, I gotta go change out this avatar. We don't want it to be Alchemist Prime. Who are we chasing, guys? Who are we chasing tonight? I know they're drift crystals, but who are we chasing? That's right, we're chasing Rust Dust. We're always chasing Rust Dust. So let's go ahead and get these crystals cracking open. We've got the avatar set up for Rust Dust, and we're going to start cracking. We got 20 crystals to go through, and let's see what we can do. It would be nice to get a drift too, because we don't have that 4-star drift here on this account. Let's start off with a prowl, though. There's a drift. That's not the drift we're looking for. Cray J, your first 4-star was Rust Dust? That was supposed to be mine, man. No, I'm just kidding. I loved Rust Dust from the first time I saw her in the game with the incendiary barrage ability. When I first saw that, the first thing that came to my mind was from the first Transformers movie when Sergeant Epps, he's on the phone call and they're fighting Scorponok. He's like, "Bring the rain!" And it's like, that's what I think every time that thing goes off. I'm just like, "Bring the rain!" We got another drift duplicate. There's a sea spray. Hi guys. You almost need to take a sip of water and gargle when you do his voice. Cliff jumper. Why don't you go jump off a cliff there, pal? What? That's his name? Oh, we got Jazz. There's Air Raid. Bag is asking, will they finish the G1 cores? Don't know, man. They'd have to come. They've been making them pretty unique abilities, and that's trying to come up with a unique ability for each bot, considering how many there are. That would take a little while. I bet they've got ideas for some, though. We got a first aid coming through. Okay, so that's halfway through. There's pipes. Sunstreaker. We're getting a pretty nice selection. Not the ones we're looking for, though. Ooh, look at that big old Rodimus Prime coming through. And there's Swoop. Swoop! Got that Volcanica Spark. Ooh, looks like we got a 3-star crystal waiting for us. There's Drift. Yuli Santana says ready for the 4th 5-star con. Wow. And a 2nd Prime Core. There's another Drift. Feels better saying that. Yeah, Swoop. Yeah, it does feel better saying that than Strafe. That's a Technobot name. Hey, Big Bronze Rim. Welcome to the stream, my friend. I don't need to tell you what the event is because I know you got the newsletter too. So what do you think about the week-long event that they're teasing? We're still trying to find Drift or Rust Dust. Hey, there's a Wheeljack. That's a 3-star Wheeljack. Got us some 4-star shards. Long way from a 4-star crystal, though. And the final crystal is... pipes. Yes, Yuli, recruit away. Recruit away. Alright, so we go in here, and I'm pretty sure this is a 3-star crystal, and I don't think there's any more 3-star bots that are available for me to get at the moment. So I'm going to use it on the Decepticons. Got quite a few 3-star Decepticons too, so this is very likely to be a dupe as well. But it's not! Got a new 3-star con coming through. Ooh, this is Mixmaster. That's one of the 3-star cons that I've been wanting and haven't had a chance to get. Scourge is the other one. Alright, so we got something. Not what we were looking for, but it's something. Alright. Yes, I agree, Big Bronze Rim. New content is very welcomed. Very welcomed. Okay, so let's go over here, and we got some replays. I saw one earlier that I do want to point out. We've got a NonToxic Gamers Civil War going on right here. our friend, I think it was Deadpool, ended up matched up with one of our Decepticon non-toxic gamers, Juggernaut. I believe she is one of the officers, in fact. So he sent in Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Pyromagnus, Sideswipe, Hound, Ultra Magnus, and Perceptor. Look at Hound tearing up things, and Bumblebee just stunning everything. Running right into danger. Oh, he's taking all those missiles. He's trying to jump out of the way, but oh, he's on fire. They've got that power core on that mortar. He's working it, and he just keeps stunning away. Oh, but we did lose Bumblebee. That laser is causing havoc. He's locked in on Sideswipe there. Optimus Prime is fighting headstrong. Hound is backing him up. Oh, Hound's got that Prime core, or the G1 power core on him. There is a death pulse on that. Hey, there's that Hound decoy over there. Helping out. Oh, looks like they got a... Let's see, a couple more mortars they got to take care of. Oh, they've got most of them on the left side, and Hound's targeted the one on the right. Oh, and it looks like the defense is done. This battle is over. Did have one mortar in the back there down for maintenance, though. It's a nice win there, Deadpool. Nice win. Nice win. Sharksy, R.I.P. Juggernaut. Skylinks is asking if Omega Supreme comes in the game because we were actually speculating on the fact that this guy might be what they're referring to as the Guardians for the Guardian Protocol, and in the various stories. If he were to be in the game, would he be a defense part, like a base, or would he be attacking like a bot? I think it's hard to tell, because he could be a triple changer, but just like a large triple changer, because you could have him, one of his abilities basically transform him into the tank base mode that does maybe like a defense, like a large shield or something for the rest of the bots maybe. Plus he also does have the rocket, like a flight mode, so it could do something like that. Now I did want to show you something about this guy, because he is so tall and my camera's actually kind of low. I actually had to lean him forward, so if you can kind of see, he's leaning forward, because if I had him standing straight up, this guy is so tall and his head is so small you couldn't even see his head. So so that's why I had him just kind of leaning forward a little bit. So I do need to change my base. I just never seem to get around to it, because you know that's going to be a lot of work, because I need a complete overhaul, and that's a lot of stuff to try to move around. Yes, Skylinks, I agree. Let's get Hoist in Transformers Earth Wars. The problem with that is the most logical type of bot to make Hoist in Transformers Earth Wars would be a medic. And they've said they're done with medics, because we've already got teams coming through with 3 medics and they are completely OP, nobody dies. And if you added Hoist as a medic, then you could have half your level headquarters 16 team out of 8 bots, or even 7 bots. You could have 4 medics. Nobody would die. You would roll over bases with that kind of a team with 4 medics. Another problem is, who would you put as the Decepticon medic? Because they never really had any medics. If you think about the 3 medics, the 3 healers that the Decepticons had, you got Shockwave, who wasn't really a doctor. He was more of a mad scientist, but sort of so was Wheeljack. Reflector, he wasn't a medic. He was a spy. The whole camera thing. He'd go out and he would take pictures. He wasn't a medic. But we had to give him something to do in the games, and we needed a medic in the game, so it's Reflector. And it also, the whole ability where it spawns the 2 other little Reflector guys, Spyglass and Spectro, in who was Viewfinder. That was actually pretty cool that they did that. So I give them props for that. That was a really cool idea that they did that. And who was the Hook? Hook, he was a builder. He was a Constructicon. But they had to pick somebody for a medic, and I guess, you know, you had 6 Constructicons. You had to pick something for give all of them a job. So Hook's, yeah, it's good enough. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the Decepticons aren't really known for having a medic. I see you guys saying Knockout in the chat, and absolutely. But he's Transformers Prime. He has shown up in the IDW comics briefly, but not so much as a medic, not so much as the Transformers Prime incarnation. He's been more of like a delegate of, what was it, Velocitron, I believe it was. So they would have to expand the universe to something like that. But I mean, I'd be open to it. I love Knockout. I thought Knockout was a fantastic character. One of the best things of Transformers Prime was Knockout. Another fairly obscure character that I saw in the comics recently for the Decepticons was Flatline. I don't know a whole lot about him, except that he exists and he was a Decepticon medic. So, you're right. It didn't stop Lockdown and Lugnut from showing up because they were more Transformers animated. Even though Lugnut is totally based on his Generations toy. And Lockdown, it's not really based on a whole lot. He is more of an animated Lockdown than the Generations, though. And of course, we do have some Armada guys in there, like our Armada Megatron, and we've got the Beast Wars guys in there. So we are bringing in a little bit more. So I wouldn't say it's completely out of the question to have, say, Knockout or somebody in there. But I think what we're going to be seeing before. And yeah, Sharksy's hitting on it, that I think we'll start seeing more Terracons and Protectobots coming through pretty soon, because they're going to be working towards Abominus and Defensor. Let's see, Ripper, Snapper, and Streetwise, yeah, nice call, Big Bronze Rim. You got Pharma from the IDW. He was technically an Autobot, but he was definitely written to be a evil bad Autobot. But he wasn't really a con. But oh man, if any of you guys read the comics, you'll know what I mean when I say lengthways. That was crazy. But if you haven't, you'll see. It's the way that Pharma killed a fellow Autobot. So, Edward Prime, you're late. That's okay, man. We're still here. We're still going. And just in case you haven't figured out from the thumbnail, it is a Prime Core event. And for anybody else who's just joining us, it is a Prime Core event. We will be having the chance to earn 2,700 Prime Core shards that you can apply towards a Prime Core chip. Now, if I manage to complete the event, I will have a new Prime Core chip, and I'll be getting a new Prime Core. So that would be pretty cool. In addition to that, you'll be getting a lot of Spark. What was it? 30,000 Spark. And also premium crystal shards. Each prestige gives you 100 premium crystal shards, which means there's a chance to get up to 3,000, which means 3 premium crystals if you are able to complete the event. Let's see. Chris Dodd, how's it going, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Hoist is an engineer in Transformers G1. Yep. That's kind of one of the reasons why I kind of chose this name, because I do work as an engineer, and Hoist is also an engineer. And really what got me was in the Spotlight Hoist comic from IDW a while back. That's the one that came with the Generations Hoist toy. There's one little bit. Okay, I'll get to some replays in a minute. There, Red Alert. There was a little thing where he said something. Swerve was ragging on him, giving him a hard time. He was ragging on Sunstreaker because Sunstreaker crashed. He's like, "Oh, you saw your reflection in the windscreen and you crashed," and so Sunstreaker's trying to deflect, say, "Hey man, leave me alone. Why don't you pick on Hoist for a little bit?" And Swerve's like, "Nah, you got nothing. He's just, what am I gonna say? He's green or whatever." So Hoist actually took offense to that he couldn't be picked on, and he went on this thing about, "Hey, the problem with you is I'm normal. I'm just a mid-ranking maintenance engineer without a crippling psychological disorder." Basically, I'm paraphrasing a little bit. It's not an exact quote, but it's close. And I'm reading that. I'm like, that's me. So I thought, and Hoist was always one of my favorite characters from G1. I don't know why. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that I had a Hoist toy. So it made sense. He literally just described himself the way I could describe myself. And he was one of my favorite characters, so Engineer Hoist. All right, so let's see. Let's head back to that game, and we got a defense replay. You said there, Red Alert versus Starscream 34. Deathsaurus got stuck. Oh, this should be interesting. Oh, Sharksy, you got to bring out the whole moist thing. Come on, man. Oh, look at this. He's trying to do some leveling with the 3-star Deathsaurus and a 4-star Barricade. Oh, apparently he got lucky with the Crystal Bundle. Okay, so Deathsaurus went over there. And then he rushed in there. Oh, he picked up. Oh, look at that. He's got Jump Stream and he's got Swoop and the Cosmos. Nice job having Cosmos in the outpost, because he has totally hacked Deathsaurus right in the middle of everything. So he is taking the full force of all of your defenses, and you smacked him back to his headquarters. Well done. I really need to be looking for a Cosmos or leveling up my Cosmos and thinking about putting him in my outpost, because man, that worked great. So yeah, well done with that defense. Let's see, Gray's got a replay. I was like, we've got Gray in the stream. I don't know if he's still in here, but Bag saying, hope they do more week-long events. Yeah, I hope so. We'll see how it works out. All right, so Gray's taking Optimus Prime. There's that 4-star Rust Dust. And Jumpstream, 4-star Saber. Nice job. And Ultra Magnus, Dust Up, and Swoop. Looks like Dust Up is a new bot. So he did a Prime Rush off to the side. Then just bypassing all of the defenses. That's what you got to do when you see a base like this. He could have totally done it on the right-hand side too, because it's close enough. You Prime Rush over there, Prime Rush again, and all you really got to worry about is that one little mortar, and there's no way that mortar is going to take out your whole team before you take down the base. And yes, I know people are going to say, but the Prime Rush doesn't work every time. And yes, that may be true. It worked for him though, and it generally works for me, to be honest. It's not often that it fails on me. The times that it fails is if I hit it right as Optimus Prime gets hit by a stasis mine, or one or more of the bots will stay back if I hit it and send it off before, like usually it's the aerial bots, because I've got like 3 aerial bots on my team with Optimus Prime. So if I've sent them out to go take out a mortar or a beam laser or a missile launcher, and they haven't quite got all the way back and landed when I hit that Prime Rush, they'll miss out. So sometimes some of it may be just timing, but I have to think, if I think back, I think there was one time where it legitimately did not work. So I'm not saying people who are saying it's not working are full of it. I'm not saying that. I have seen it not work legitimately, at least once. It's not widespread, at least not for me. So, yeah, Big Bronze Stream is backing me up saying there are a few things that can mess it up. And I also did see one of the Space Ape reps did confirm that if you've done a Prime Rush like he did there, and if you try to do another Prime Rush before the first one has ended, that will cause it to fail. Because that first defense was still targeted. So even though Prime may go rush off of there, he wasn't able to transfer the target to the new thing, so everybody just kind of stays back. So, key things to think about. So, sometimes it's not about that the ability is broken. Maybe there's just intricacies to an ability that we're not necessarily knowing. So, okay, Laser Optimus is in here. He's asking for a base review. And you know, guys, I know we haven't done base reviews in a while. And I said I would work on trying to find a way for people who are not in our alliance to submit their bases for review. And I think I've got a line on how to do it. Skylinks, thanks for dropping by. Have a good night, my friend. Keep rolling. Mindy Vong, welcome to the stream. Just getting here. Let's see. Let's say, yeah, Big Ron saying he screwed up the Prime Rush before he knew better. And you know, that happens. Sometimes that's why you got to keep playing the game. You got to figure it out and see how things work. Because, like, when Trax first came out, a lot of people were saying, oh, Trax's ability is trash. It's absolute garbage. I dropped that down there, nothing happens to the defenses. Well, it turns out they were actually using it wrong, because the ability doesn't affect the defenses themselves. You drop that ability on the bots, and it protects the bots. And once people figured that out, they turned around from saying his ability was trash to his ability is a godsend. It is one of the best abilities in the game. So, Trax is flying around. He must have heard me talking about him. So, sometimes it's about figuring out what it is. Oh, you're saying leave Prime special ability at 1. Sorry, I didn't catch the essay. I was reading that as Space Ape, and I didn't understand it. But yes, I agree. The special ability, it's not really buying anything for you. I mean, I think I leveled it to level 3, maybe 4. It does help knock down a little bit of the walls, but on the higher level bases, it's not going to be enough to break them. And the worst thing that can happen with that Prime Rush is if his ability is too high and he causes so much damage when he rushes into that thing that you target and he destroys that thing, guess what? The target is gone and your bots don't follow. So yes, if anybody's thinking, leave your primes where they are. Doesn't matter what the special ability is, leave them where they are. Prime should be the last bot that you level up your abilities on. So yes, thank you for mentioning that, Big Bronze Rim. I agree. Sharksy's also backing that up too. Blitzwing, welcome to the stream. Okay, sorry I got sidetracked. We're taking a look at Laser Optimus' base here. Oh, look at him. He's got one of those gold guided missiles there on this missile launcher. Lucky you. I just got that myself, and you know, I haven't even put it on my base yet. Man, I've been all last week was very busy with the Predaking videos. Speaking of which, did you guys check out the Predaking week last week? What did you think about it? Alright, so let's check this out. So we got level 12 headquarters. Very nice. We got some things that you might want to open it up a little bit and see. This is one of the problems that I have, is a lot of things are a little too close, because see, you've got your beam laser and your mortar are very close together. You've also got these two right next together, and these two right next together, and also these two right here. So right here next to one of these, plus also here, here. Those are all excellent places. If somebody comes in with a nice high-level jazz, man, 1, 2, 3, all of your strong defenses are gone. 3 hit. I mean, it would use all of their ability points, but every single one of your strong defenses would be gone. You'd be left with just trying to fight them off with these handful of cannons and a beam laser. So maybe back them out a little bit. Maybe move your lasers back here somewhere. And then split your missile launcher and the other mortar over here. Maybe put your other mortars over here. So I would definitely split up all these strong defenses, because those are jazz magnets, or as an Autobot, Mixmaster magnets. So otherwise, I'd say that's pretty decent. Woody's asking, did I finish putting stickers on Predaking? No, I haven't had a chance to do that. I had to take a break from Predaking, my friend. That was a lot of work. First I had to get the videos all done. I created all the thumbnails, wrote up the nice little descriptions. I don't know if you guys read the descriptions I put in there, because I try to be a little exciting with those, and then editing the videos. And then once I did that Predaking, I don't know if you saw in there, I kind of did the whole Kanye interrupt. It's like, hey, I'm happy for you, I'm gonna let you finish kind of thing, because when I got all the way through that, I was ready to edit it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot to compare him to the G1. So just like Hollywood movies, I had a reshoot. Oh yes, you guys caught my little flub there. Instead of magnets, forgot the N. That was just my tongue. Blah, blah, blah. My tongue's getting tied. Hey, there's worse things to say. There are worse things to say. And all right, Bags says he's gonna be right back. He's got a free crystal. Good luck to you with that free crystal, my friend. And do we got any other replays? Let's see. Hotshot's sharing. He's got a B team going on here. That could have almost said a bad word. Yeah, I'm trying not to. If I ever say a bad word, it's never intentional. All right, so we've got a Sludge, Pyromagna, Windblade, Optimus Prime, Air Raid, Dust Up. Oh, and look at that 4-star Tigerhawk. Oh, he is the Storm. With all that lightning hitting on there. What kind of core do you got on there? You got an attack core. Very, very cool. Right now, they're just kind of walking their way. Where's the base? Oh, there's the base way back. This would have been a good base to have Cup for. Because apparently whoever did this base hadn't heard the memo about, you know, Cup. Of course, that only works if you happen to bring Cup on the base, so. That always annoys me when I see a base like this. Oh man, this would be perfect for Cup. But I don't have him on this team, so you gotta slog your way through. Pun not intended, since Sludge used to be called Slog. Didn't mean, that wasn't intentional, but that's where the name came from. That original Slog name came from. Oh, and this is so annoying. You work your way all the way to the back, and they're just going to keep working their way back around to the front again. Now, see, for bases like this, where you're stuck having to do a time trap, what I like to do is instead. A lot of people drop all the way to the left or all the way to the right, and I do that a lot of times too. But if I have a base like this where I am stuck having to destroy literally everything before I can even touch the headquarters, I tend to drop more towards the center, or I'll drop a line starting like from the center all the way over. Because what happens if you can create enough of a break, and I'm not sure if that was even possible on this base. But if you could, oh, check that out. He's still got his ability going, so he flew all the way back there. Or where is Tigerhawk going? Dude! Would you go for a snack? But, like I was saying, if you could create enough of a break in, like, one of these time trap type bases, to where they just kind of destroy everything on one side of the base, and you have some of the bots all the way, sometimes you might get a bot or two break off and head towards the headquarters, even though the rest of your team might be working on the base. So try doing that. Okay, let's see. And yes, that's right, Sharksy. Deathsaurus would have been, or Star Saber would have been a good one on that base too, because it didn't look far enough away. It looked close enough that you could have sent Star Saber near one of the back of that little grouping and still had a second ability been able to reach back to the headquarters. Let's see, Grimlock Gaming is asking, is the chat on stream YouTube or Twitch? The chat right down here, that's you guys. I stream only to the I only stream to YouTube. I haven't streamed to Twitch. But yeah, this that right below me, that's you guys. They're in the chat. Chef Luke the Great's asking, did we like the animated Power of the Prime series? I thought it was okay. The first part, the Combiner Wars series, the Combiner Wars, they really messed up making them only 5 minutes, because I mean, you're just barely getting into it and the episode's over. And I didn't like that. I just could not get into it. Once they got to Titan's Return and Power of the Primes, I mean, there's still only just 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes or whatever. It was still a little bit better. It wasn't... Grand Galvatron saying that he thought it was terrible. I didn't think it was terrible, but it certainly wasn't the best. All right, Grand Galvatron's asking, which other combiners would you like to see? Why don't you guys go ahead and let him know in the chat. I'll tell you which ones I'd like to see. Obviously, we think we'll be working towards Abominus and Defensor for the next ones, considering the bots that are already in the game. I would like to see Computron. Computron was always my favorite bot in G1, largely because he's the only combiner as a kid that I was able to complete. I may have had a bot from one or a bot from another, but I had a complete Computron. And because of that, the whole nostalgia glasses really makes me appreciate Computron. And honestly, I also liked the episode where Computron came to be Grimlock's new brain, where Grimlock got super smart by biting an electrical cable. So yes, that's actually really funny too. And it would make sense because he is the opposite of Abominus, because the two of them came out together. For Decepticons, let's see. Do they have any other ones? Yes, they've got the Seacons, which would be Piranacon, or I believe in Japan he was known as King Poseidon. I actually have a G1 reissue figure up there just off the screen. I don't know, can you see him up there? Yeah, see that little smidge of blue? Like right there? Yeah, totally, yep, that's totally him. I promise. Maybe we'll bring him on the stream sometime, or do a video or whatever. Yes, that's right. That's Sharksy. That's the moral of the story of Grimlock's new brain. Biting electric cables can make you smart. No, that was not one of the public service announcements. You know, now I know, and knowing is half the battle. And yes, they did that with Transformers too. I remember Powerglide, I think, did one. And they even did the whole, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. They totally stole G.I. Joe's thing. I mean, it's all Hasbro, so they can do all that. But no, biting electric, that's a bad lesson to learn from that one. Biting electric cables can make you smart. Oh man. Well, let's see. Grand Galvatron is saying Leo Kaiser is a combiner that he'd like to see in the game. And I think they actually made one of those guys in Combiner Wars. Takara, I believe, made one of those. Grand Galvatron, of course, Grand Galvatron would like to see Grand Galvatron in the game. And Megatronia, yes, that would actually be a good one that they could do, because it's basically Victorion with neon highlighter colors. So I think that would be good. A lot of people really like that Megatronia. I haven't got it myself because I had Victorion, and I do have some limits. I gotta call it quits at some point. I can't get literally everything. I've already got too much, and I don't know what to do with. But let's see. Big Bronze Rim is saying he'd like to see Raiden. I don't know a whole lot about that, but I know that's the train guy. It's a bunch of different train bots come together and makes a combiner. Let's see. Hotshot saying Leo Breaker versus Galvatronus. Yuli Santana said Grand Galvatron and Fish. By Fish, yeah, I think you're going with Piranacon. Okay, so now Alex Andrews is saying Leo Zach. There's a whole lot of Leos. I don't know a whole lot from that particular part of the Transformers fandom. Is Leo Zach and Leo Kaiser and... Are those guys like the same guy, just named differently? Kind of like King Poseidon and Piranacon are the same guy? Let's see. Dragon Storm, Grand Galvatron saying? He is technically a combiner. Actually, you know, Battle Trap that just came out in the Power of the Primes toy line is technically a combiner. Not a standard combiner, though. There's somebody else I just thought of. Oh, the Minicons that they came out in the Generations line a few years back. They were the Ammonites, if you recall the More Than Meets the Eye comic. They were the Ammonites. It was actually like 3 little Minicons they combined to form like a deluxe style of Centuritron, I think it was. Those guys were a combiner. I'm not sure if they would be very good because they're still basic. Once they combine, they're basically the size of a normal bot. Although in the comics, they were way more than that. They had thousands of them, and they could all combine into as whatever they wanted, really. Flywheels, yeah, just kind of like Battle Trap there, yeah. Alex Andrews asking, Leo Kaiser is the combined mode, but Leo Zach is one of the bots in the combiner. Okay, cool. The chat on the stream, yeah, I do believe the chat on the stream is actually delayed a little bit than what you guys are seeing live in the chat box. It's showing up live for me, but the stream itself is actually lagging. So you're actually seeing me a few seconds behind, so you're actually going to be seeing the chat on the stream a few seconds behind what you're seeing in the actual chat box. That's just the way live streaming works. It takes a few seconds for it to get out to you guys. Yeah, a lot of people are liking Flywheels, and I know when they got that Battle Trap out there, they got real happy. You know, people were getting really anticipated, saying, "Oh, are we going to get a Flywheels 2? Are we getting a Flywheels 2?" You got a Flywheels Titan Master. What more do you want? He's like a little head dude with a little... I'm just kidding. Yeah. So... William's asking, did I get the free Wheeljack 4-star? Yes, I did actually log into Forge to Fight to get my 4-star Wheeljack, and I may have used him once, and then I haven't played the game again. But hey, you know, I do appreciate the tip, because if I ever do go back going and playing that... Oops, I accidentally rested my finger on the keyboard. But yeah, so if I ever actually do go back and play that, I got it. And somehow I ended up with a 3-star Dinobot. I have no idea how that happened, but there was a 3-star Dinobot in my account. I don't know, was that something that was given out to everybody? Because I don't recall opening a crystal or getting a 3-star Dinobot, because I only had 2 stars at the tops when I quit playing. So I'm not complaining. Let's see. See, Alexander's asking about linking the page. What link? What page are you doing? I mean, yeah, if you want to throw it in that VIP chat, go right ahead, and I'll see what I can get. See what we can do. Look at. Are we still talking like the Leo Zach, Leo Kaiser kind of thing? Which, yeah, it's totally cool. But you can't get trying to say you never know how crazy fans can be with certain characters. Absolutely. Yuli Santana saying, I would go insane with the Overlord. Yes, there you go. Just proving his point. Just proving his point. Denny's Creek. Why does China have a better crystal drop rate? Different companies, dude. That's all I can say. It's just completely different companies, and they run their game differently than Space Ape runs their game. Plain and simple. What do you say? I'd like to see the headquarters and shuttle made more to scale in the game so bots could literally fit inside. Yeah, I know. If you actually look at the zoom in on the bots walking around, I don't know if you guys know what he's talking about. Let's see if we can zoom in on. So yeah, so we got Skyburst over here. So if you look at Skyburst compared to the headquarters, it's basic. The headquarters is basically the size of a closet. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you guys dizzy. But yeah, and also look at them compared to these walls. In reality, they could just step over the walls. I don't care what level they are. But why do they gotta go destroy the walls? Just step right over them. And the shuttle, she's kind of working her way over towards the shuttle. And you can see the shuttle's really not a whole lot bigger than a build bot over there. Oh, can we get to? Oh, Prowl's going to be. He drove past it, but he's walking away from it now. But yeah, so if you actually look at it, they're not to scale. So yeah, that's a good point. But I've noticed that myself too. But if they were actually real size, they would take up way too much real estate. So I mean, even looking at it this size, the headquarters would take up literally the whole screen, or even down here, the shuttle would take up literally the whole screen. You know, so that's why they have them sized that way. And come on, we're Transformers here. Since when has scale mattered? So, who drives the shuttle? Oh, it's autopilot. Just like the build bots, they're their own little characters, and they're all automatic and everything like that. The shuttle's automatic. Oh, there's that paddles. You guys. Yeah, go ahead. Everybody, go ahead and ask me about paddles. Go ahead and ask me all those things that you would normally ask Josh and them, Deb and whoever in the live stream tomorrow. Go ahead and ask me, and I'll tell you the same thing. No, you're not getting paddles. Oh, man. If you do like paddles and you really want paddles, check out Planet X. They did actually make a... They couldn't call them paddles. I forget what they called them. Poseidon, I think they called them, and it was basically like paddles. They're because they made the whole Dinobots based on like the Fall of Cybertron game, which I have the whole set except for the paddles one. I've got the Grimlock. I think we may have even shown off the Grimlock, but I've got the Swoop, the Sludge, the Snarl, and the Slag, and they've obviously got different names. And they're basically named after, I think it was like Greek gods, and Greek god, not just any Greek gods. If you look at them, and this is one of the things I like about third parties is when they come up with these names that, because they can't use the actual name, they can't call them Grimlock, so they call them something else that's similar. So in fact, the name they called Grimlock for Planet X, they called him Vulcan, which was actually, I think that's a Roman god of like fire. And in fact, they actually made a recolor of him in kind of like a red. I forget what that's supposed to homage. That one, I believe, was called Hephaestus, which is the Greek god of fire and the forge. So I do like it when they can get creative like that, as opposed to some other ones that they don't really give them a name. Okay, I see it there. Alex. sorry, you got a different name in the Discord. So I was like, what the? So it's all good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Leo Zach there. Yeah. He's one of the bots that forms the Leo Kaiser. Right. All right. Thanks for that, buddy. I don't know if anybody wants to... I don't know if I could throw that up on the... Let's see. Yeah. All right, so this is what he gave me. It's a link to the TF Wiki, and if you guys haven't checked out the TF Wiki, if you're a Transformer fan and you haven't checked out the TF Wiki, you're missing out. Or I'll go ahead and throw the link in there since he couldn't do it because that's YouTube rules or whatever, and I'm not sure if I'm able to lift that or not. But yeah, so there's that, and he's saying he's the commander of the Elite Decepticon Breast Force and notionally Deathsaurus's most trusted warrior. I can see why you guys might want to have him in there since we've got Deathsaurus in the game, and except he can't really be trusted at all. That's funny. He despises being anything less than the top bot and is constantly struggling to have it all. Wow, he sounds an awful lot like Starscream, to be honest with you. He's the number 2 bot, but you can't be trusted. So that's funny. Yeah, oh, don't get hung up on that name, Sharksy. It's not what you think it's referring to. Let's see. So yeah, Sharksy saying Nightbot as a bot. Yeah, hey, just say we're Transformers game here. It makes sense that I would have a bot helping out, right? That's okay. You can apologize to Nightbot. He is sensitive. He may not be sentient, but he's sensitive. All right, let's see. Bag literally is asking, would we like a Scramble City type of custom combiner in the combiner lab? Now that's interesting. You mean like you get to choose who your own combiner is? Like you could pick and choose from any bot that you want? Man, that I don't see that ever happening because I cannot imagine the amount of effort that it would take to try to cover every single possibility. The only way to do that maybe is you'd have to pick a handful that you could maybe choose from. But I still think that would be a lot of effort on their part. And to be honest with you, it would probably be a lot of code in the game. And the game has already grown so much that some of the older phones and tablets that people are using aren't able to play the game anymore. And that's one of the things you remember. Everything that they add makes the game bigger, which makes it harder for older phones to run it. So that's why this game and any other game has a tendency to not add new features that people might want. Let's see. Grant Galva trying to say he's about Leo Zach. He's the Starscream of victory. Yeah. Japan, your naming choice sucks. No, we just don't understand their naming convention. Yeah, they've got a whole different culture in how they name things. Just like what some of the Transformers, it was like Super Lifeform Transform Go. That's what it transforms into. That's what it translates into English. It transforms into English. Yeah, what has a nice faux pas, but that's what it translates into English, and it sounds like nonsense. But if you actually said it in Japanese, it probably makes perfect sense. Just like Transformers Earth Wars makes perfect sense to us. But if you were to try to translate that into Japanese, it might sound like utter nonsense. Just because there's no direct translation to the two languages. So sometimes you gotta mix things up a little bit to try to get it at least close. So we got to understand that when we do that. When you're going from one language to another. Let's see. Sharksy, Scramble Egg City. Oh man, you guys are making me hungry. And then Christian Cruz, any bot with an Italian accent. The only one I could think of that had an Italian accent was it was one of the live action movies. Dark of the Moon, maybe? Dino? The red, I think he was a Ferrari. Some people called him Mirage, but the way that he was portrayed, he was absolutely 100% not the... He wasn't my Mirage, so I was totally okay with calling him Dino. I think it was Dark of the Moon. He's the only one that comes to my mind that would have an Italian accent. All right, thanks for stopping by, Yuli Santana. If you're still in the stream, good luck with your alliance. Let's see. Okay, I'm falling behind in the chat. You guys are chatting tonight, and I love it. I love it. Keep the chats coming. Let's see. Yeah, Grant Gavatron saying, yeah, fans wouldn't be satisfied if it was just a few choices. And that's why I don't think they would do the a la carte combiner. That's why you get the toys. You can get the toys, and it's all Scramble City. You can make your own combiner. You're just not going to be able to get it in the game. Screen chat is very late. It's late. If you're talking about the this chat over here, that's because it's live for me, but the whole stream is actually delayed by a few seconds. So what I'm saying now is not showing up until now. That's how much of a delay there is, because I've got the stream up over here. So that's how much of a delay there is, and so that's why you guys see the chat seems to be late compared to what you've got in your live chat box. And that's just how live streams go. Every live stream that you see is delayed by a few seconds at least. Sharksy's throwing up the hashtag not my mirage. Great. Alright. Oh, goodness gracious, look at that. It is 10 minutes after 1 hour stream, so we've been going for 70 minutes here now. Great conversation, guys. If anybody's been just joining the stream and missed out, the news is it's an individual event for Prime Core Shards. It's the same type of a Prime Core Shard event that we've had. It's 30 prestiges, 10 points per zone. You can get up to 2,700. The twist is now you can get premium crystal shards up to 3,000 premium crystal shards, which gives you up to 3 premium crystals if you can complete this event. And they also teased that there will be a week-long event all next week, but they did not give any details. They did say details would be coming out within the next few days, possibly. There is no official Transformers Earth Wars live stream tomorrow, but there will be details coming out probably to the VIPs, maybe on the Facebook page and stuff like that. As soon as I get the details, I will definitely try to share them out to you guys. If I'm able to get on and do a quick stream or maybe do a video, depending on what it is, I would be I'll do that. If not, I'll be sharing links on my Facebook or Twitter. So if you're not following me there, good one to check me out on is Twitter, and I'm putting a link there in the description. I also have an Instagram. You can see it down on the stream there. I'll throw a link there in the description too. Let's see, Dono Quiller, welcome to the stream. I literally just covered what we missed. We talked about the event. We're going to be wrapping up here in just a minute, and the replay will be going live shortly. And we jump right into the news. So if you want to see what it is, you go do that. We did actually open some crystals. We speculated on who the Guardians were. We took a look at my figure of Omega Supreme because he was an Omega Guardian in the G1 Transformers. So Chris Johnson, how's it going, man? We're just about to get wrapped up over here. He's one of our non-toxic gamers. Have a good one, Grand Galvatron. We will see you next week. All right, so one last reminder for anybody who hasn't yet, consider subscribing and hit that bell icon to be notified and be on the Fast Roller Squad, who gets here right when I get started and get you a shout out before we even get into the news, and also be notified anytime I post up a standard video or any other live stream, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you guys again. And that's going to do it for the video. I really need to figure out how to wrap things up a little bit better than I do. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. Thanks for watching.